That's how long it takes now. 4 minutes. For a job that used to eat 3 full days. Coffee going cold. Spreadsheets stacked on spreadsheets. A guy named Mark, 25 years in, closing the books every single quarter. Tick, tock, tick, tock, like clockwork. And then one morning, gone. Not fired because he messed up. Fired because a machine did his job before his coffee even had time to get cold. Now look, I'm not here to scare you. Straight up, that's not what this channel does. We don't do panic here. What we do, what we've always done, is dig. We look back, way back. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Humans have been here before. Not this exact spot, no. But close enough that it ought to make the hair on your arms stand up a little. Okay. Let's back up way, way back to right after World War II. Picture it. Actually, no, don't picture it. Listen to it. Hammers on new houses going up in the suburbs, screen doors slamming shut. A factory whistle at 5 o'clock. And thousands of men walking out the gate at the exact same minute. Lunch pails swinging. For almost 50 years, end of the war till around the year 2000. This country ran on a rhythm, not a perfect one. Wars, recessions, real pain, all of that happened too. But underneath it, 3 things moved together, like gears that actually fit. Gear 1, people. Nearly 76 million babies born between 46 and 64. The baby boom. A country young and hungry. Gear 2, work. You got hired at Ford or GM at 20 years old. Maybe your dad worked there too, and you just knew. You'd retire out that same gate 40 years later, pension in hand. Gear 3, technology. Computers showed up. Robots showed up on the factory floor. But slow. Slow enough that people had time to catch their breath and learn before the old jobs disappeared. 3 gears, turning together. That's the machine that built the American middle class. And here's my honest take. I think most of us grew up believing that machine was just how the world works. Permanent. Like gravity. It wasn't. So what broke it? 3 cracks. Let's take them one at a time. Crack 1, the babies stopped coming. In 2025, America's fertility rate dropped to 1.57 kids per woman. Record low. And the number you need just to keep a population steady? 2.1. The US has been under that line for almost 20 years. Quietly, no breaking news banner, just fewer cribs year after year. Between 2014 and 2024, the share of American women in their late 20s with 0 kids jumped from half to 63%. And when you ask people why, 71% say the same thing. Money, not desire, money. Raising a kid, they say, just doesn't add up anymore. Now, why does that matter for something like Social Security? Fewer young workers paying in means less money for the 70 million plus Americans already collecting. And demographic problems don't fix fast, y'all. Even if births double tomorrow morning, those babies still need 20 years before they're paying a dime in taxes. Crack 2, and this one's got teeth. Artificial intelligence didn't ask anybody's permission. See, crack 1 moves slow, like a glacier. This one hit like, boom, a meteor. No warning shot. Stanford researchers looked at the jobs most exposed to AI and found entry-level hiring in those fields dropped 16%. 16. No cap. And in that same window, older workers in those same jobs, their numbers went up. So the work didn't disappear. The door just slammed shut, right on the youngest hands trying to get through it. In 2025 alone, about 55,000 layoffs in the US got pinned directly on AI. And Dario Amodei, the guy running Anthropic, one of the companies actually building this stuff, he said something that shook Washington. Half of entry-level white-collar jobs could vanish. Unemployment could hit 10, 20% in just a few years if nobody steps in. Crack 3, the shape of work itself is changing. Economists call it labor market polarization. I call it the hourglass. Top of the glass, high skill work, tech, management, creative, paying more than ever. People who actually know how to use AI well are pulling in 20, 40% more than everybody else. Bottom of the glass. Service jobs a robot still can't touch. Cutting hair, last mile delivery, hands-on care work. Holding steady, underpaid but steady. And the middle? The middle just empties out. The mid-level office jobs that built the American middle class in the first place, squeezed from both sides. So, here's where it gets honestly kind of chilling. These 3 cracks aren't sitting there separately. minding their own business. No, they're feeding each other. A loop, and it keeps tightening. Watch this. Fewer babies means fewer workers. Fewer workers means companies rush to automate even faster just to keep the lights on. But automation eats entry-level jobs first. The exact jobs young people need to build a life, so young people get stuck. Gig work, no benefits, no ladder to climb. And when a 25-year-old can't land something stable, they don't buy a house, they don't start a family, which means fewer babies. Sound familiar? We are back at crack 1. Round and round it goes. And there's one more gear in this loop, maybe the scariest one. As AI takes over, wealth doesn't spread out, it piles up, mostly in the hands of a handful of tech companies, clustered in one state. Meanwhile, the tax base, the money that funds Social Security, Medicare, all of it, shrinks, because fewer people are earning steady paychecks to tax. So the government ends up broke exactly when it's needed most. No money for family support, which pushes the birth rate down even further. Demographic winter feeds automation. Automation feeds precarity. Precarity feeds the winter. It's not 3 problems. It's one problem, wearing 3 different masks. Now, numbers are numbers. They don't feel a thing. People do. So let's put some faces on this. You already met Mark, top of the video. 53, Ohio, 25 years in finance. New owners came in, plugged in an AI system, and the 3-day close became a 4-minute task. Mark's knowledge? Still sharp, still real, just suddenly worth nothing on paper. And here's the cruel part. He's too young to retire, and apparently too senior to retrain as fast as the software updates. Stuck in limbo, 15 years still on the clock before Medicare kicks in. Then there's the 20-somethings, Gen Z, and, real talk, off script for a second. Every generation likes to say the younger ones got it easy. I don't buy that, not this time. These kids are watching entry-level jobs vanish right as they walk up to the door. 16%. Remember? Drowning in student debt for degrees that don't open the doors they were promised. What happens when the ladder just isn't there anymore? Susan, 74, retired teacher, Pennsylvania. Paid into Social Security every single paycheck of her working life, trusting the deal would hold. But Social Security isn't a piggy bank sitting in a vault somewhere. It runs on today's workers paying for today's retirees. Fewer workers every year. So Susan watches the promise get a little thinner, each time the numbers get updated. And just so we don't think this is only an American story, meet Samuel. 22, computer science degree, Lagos, Nigeria. Samuel is part of the other half of the world, where babies are still being born, where the average age is under 25. All that youth, all that energy, mostly locked outside the AI economy. A lot of his work? Labeling images, pennies a day, training the exact same algorithms built in labs 3,000 miles away. Different continents, same machine, different gears, grinding on different people. Whenever something this big cracks open, people reach for easy answers. Let's run through the big 3 real quick, because you've probably heard them all. New jobs will appear. Sure. History kind of backs this up. The World Economic Forum predicts something like 170 million new jobs by 2030 against 92 million lost. Net positive on paper. But try telling that math to the guy who just lost his, no offense, Mark, job in Ohio. The new jobs show up in different cities, different skills, different paychecks entirely. Cold comfort, just reskill. Man, I hear this everywhere. 40% of American workers are supposed to need serious retraining by 2030, but nobody's asking the real question. Retrain into what? Exactly when the target moves every 6 months? Ask a 55-year-old office worker to become a cybersecurity expert in a 6-month course. That's not a plan, that's a punchline. Productivity will save us. The old trickle-down story. More output, more wealth, it'll spread around eventually. Except this time, it doesn't need more workers to scale. Serving 1 million more customers just means more servers, not more paychecks. The money stays up top. To be fair, and I want to be fair here, some analysts push back on all this. Only about 4.5% of 2025 layoffs got officially blamed on AI. Some companies might just be using it as a convenient excuse for cuts they were already planning. Worth knowing. Doesn't kill the trend though. Just means we might have a little more runway than the headlines suggest. So where's that leave us? Picture 2 roads. Not a metaphor for the sake of it. Actually picture them, because America's standing at the split right now. Road 1, nobody does anything. Washington keeps patching holes instead of fixing pipes. By 2035, the middle's gone completely. A small elite owns the algorithms. Everybody else scrapes by on gig work run by an app. Social Security, Medicare, cut to the bone, no tax base left to fund them. Big tech ends up more powerful than the government itself. Road 2, and this one takes guts. America actually rewrites the deal. Taxes shift off people's paychecks, onto the machines and the capital that replaced them. The wealth AI creates gets shared, not hoarded. The work week shrinks, because think about it. If machines are doing the grinding, why should humans still grind 60 hours to prove they're worth something? People get room to breathe, to build a family, without money being the reason they say no. Now look, this is exactly why we do what we do on this channel. We're not here to just throw numbers at you and say, good luck. We look at history, because history is basically humanity's own diary. The closest thing we've got to a cheat sheet. Every generation thinks their crisis is brand new. It almost never is. Somebody, somewhere, has stood at a fork just like this one before. So here's my question for you, and I mean it, not just to fill airtime. Which road do you think we're on right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every one of them. Because in the end, this isn't really a story about robots or birth rates. It's a story about a choice. Do we use this kind of power to make people replaceable? Or to finally make them free?